Hey guys, welcome back to another video. First of all, I want to say thank you to all you new subscribers and even all you old guys, the old school, not really old school, this channel is still pretty new. All you guys who do subscribe to this channel, thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you guys. And I want to say, if you're here to watch LC500 content, well, let me start off by saying the LC is not going anywhere. Yes, that's right. The LC500 is not going anywhere. We're going to keep it. We're going to push the limits of this car. And I've listened to you guys, I heard y'all, and there's nothing about me not loving this car. I love this car. I just happen to love another car as well. And I had an opportunity to get the other car. So I was asking, just kind of weighing it out there. Should I not? What do you guys want to see? The huge vast majority of you guys want to see the LC500 content because there's just not a lot of YouTube channels out there, and I agree, there's some, and I watch them, but there's just not a whole lot when it comes to people doing different stuff to the LC when it comes to customizing. We're keeping the LC500. And since now we have 1,000 subscribers, technically a little more now that you're watching this video, we are gonna throw exhaust on this car. I have been shopping around for exhaust. I've been watching all the videos I could find and stuff, and I think what I'm gonna do is I will get Army Tricks exhaust put on this car. I think it sounds really amazing when it's paired up with the PPI headers, which will be another mod that we will do. We will do Army Tricks, we will go PPI headers, and we will make this freaking car scream. I want to go valved, don't want to piss off my neighbors. I like my neighbors, and I think it sounds amazing. That's just what we're gonna do. So yes, we are shopping for exhaust, and we are not stopping there, guys. I got so much stuff for this car that I have been thinking about, dreaming about, since we are definitely keeping it. I don't want to make this car just blend in with everything else and look like, I wouldn't say every LC out there, but even to some degree the LCs that are out there. We're gonna go crazy with this car. Stay tuned and we'll discuss how crazy I really want to get. But after we hit the exhaust, I'm gonna go back to address an issue that I have been wanting to do for the past 2-3 weeks. And it has to do with the suspension on this car. So I put the RSR down springs on the factory struts, and initially it ran really well. Like it felt pretty good. I ended up having to replace my left rear strut, which I did from the factory, which was from Lexus. That strut cost me $1,800 to replace with a factory OEM strut. But it was from the dealership. I want it done right. I only needed one strut. I wasn't ready to replace all the struts on this car. They didn't need it. But after having this car lowered, I kind of keep going back to thinking, should I go with the RSR adaptive coilovers? That's probably what I should have done, but they're just quite a bit more expensive. Another option would be potentially to put this car on airbags. And let me tell you why. Now, normally I am not really an airbag person. I've kind of been against them for so long, but I love this car so much. I love the way it sits. I love the way it looks. But when you are driving this car, I am bottoming out so much. There's some parking garages I can't even get into anymore because the car is just low. It's got 22s on it. It's got the down springs. It's got the body kit. It's a low car. And when you're driving this as a daily, the car's low. I think I want to possibly look into putting airbags on the car. I could just raise it up when I'm driving around. I could get the car back to its factory height when I'm raising. So like the geometry and such is kind of basically more towards spec. But then when I'm driving around where I know I can, where everything's flat, like here, this parking garage, then I could lower the car, take it to car meets, drop the car down. Even with the factory struts on this car, it's not like this thing rides super smooth. It's got factory, they're adaptive. They can go in comfort mode or sport mode, but after lowering this car, it's still pretty rough. It's a bouncy ride. So what do you guys think? bag it. Let's talk about these 22s. This car has 22 by 9.5 on the front, and then 22 by 11s on the rear. I think they look amazing. They do. But these 22s definitely do have a bit of a rough ride. And this car actually came with 20s. So factory, the LC500 will come with 21s or 20s. This particular one came with 20s. I might want to sell these. While the fit is just damn near perfect. Look at this one. I mean, just look at the fit. It's just so flush. You just go straight down. The wheel it's just perfect fitment. But the fitment, I mean, even though it looks really good, I'm thinking, you know, if I do want to bag this car and if I'm going to drop it on the ground when I want to, maybe the 22s won't matter so much. So what do you guys think? I'm thinking something totally different. A much better wheel than what I put on here. I think it might be time to step it up. Let's like step up the game on this car. These wheels served very well for the purpose of when I bought them, but now I think it's time to maybe we could step it up and get a better wheel. Now I know with airbags, I want it, like when I get this car bagged, I don't know yet if I would do airbag struts or just complete bagged. I'm gonna look into it. Almost every single LC500 video you watch, and it's coming out of Japan, they're all on airbags. And they look amazing, it really does. But, so, yeah, I don't know. But I have not shared yet on what my ultimate goal is for this car. I mean, yeah, I've shared it in some other videos, but now I'm looking more and more of like really taking the step and planning ahead with the wheels, everything that I'm talking about wanting to do this car. And at the end of the day, making this thing so unique. It's so different than a lot of LCs that you're gonna see pretty much anywhere. It's rare enough that you see an LC that has any mods to it, but I'm talking about an LC that like, it's like jaw dropping. And that is a Liberty Walked LC500.
They wanna know about the timeline, how we done it, how we do it, how we get by. They know I got it, so yeah, they wanna rap mine. Little copycats, yeah, they wanna bite mine. I can't listen to them, you're not in your right mind. Manifesting, you're out to get mine. Finally having the best time. Summertime, yeah, we're gonna take time. Shades on,
I know some
off.
of you guys are gonna get real butthurt over the fact that you're gonna cut up an LC500. And let me just tell you, if you're here to watch a bone stock LC500 video doing absolutely nothing, this is not gonna be the right channel for you. Because this is MAGMADE, where we are gonna take an LC500 or any car that's ever gonna be on this channel, and we're gonna push it to its limits in a real world situation, a working man situation. Step by step, little by little, we're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna do things right, but at the end of the day, we're gonna try, and we wanna feed information back to you guys to tell you our, or my experience. Hey, does this product work well? Did it not work? Should you do this? Should you not? And if you're thinking about doing something, I would love to be a helpful source to anybody who is looking to modify their car, an LC500 or anything else for that matter. But at the end of the day, you do this stuff because you love it. And once you realize, you know I have taste in vehicles. I know that, okay? I know. But once you do this stuff and you realize how much other people really enjoy watching this stuff, it makes you feel good, because I like going to shows. I like watching, even kids look at this car and they're, huge smiles on the face, teenagers. Brings me joy, because it brings me back to my childhood of when I would go to car shows and stuff with my dad, and just to this day, I remember everything. And, I don't want to do anything, or I would say this, I've never been known to do anything where it's like, it's okay. It's enough. Like, I want to go extreme. I want to put my own touch on something, and whether that means I got inspired by somebody else's build somewhere or something, I got inspiration somewhere. That's what this is all about. You get inspired, you do it to your own vehicle, or you know, and you just grow. That's the name of the game, especially with this car culture stuff. You just do it. So if you're a purist and you're on this channel and you're like, dude, how can you touch this Japanese masterpiece? Why would you even bother lowering it? Why would you put wheels on it? The wheels are perfect. If that is you, you might not want to watch this channel, or maybe you do because you just want to watch the horror that's going to take place to this car. But this is an amazing car. That's why I bought it. It is beautiful. I just want to accentuate this car. If there's anything I could do to make it a little bit more unique than it is, then that's what I'm going to do. This is my onboard camera, my Rode, and I've noticed because the LC is so short up here that anytime I try to hold it up high, it just it's always, my roof is always knocking off my camera up here. I mean, not my camera, my microphone. It drives me insane. So now I'm getting to the point where I'm just going to take it off, and if I could do not rollers, but just some POV shooting, then I could have so much more room to hold my camera. So I literally just figured this out. We need, go right here, boom, Sport Plus, there it is. There's a boat coming. I'm gonna get ahead of this boat. Factory exhaust sounds good. Don't get me wrong. This exhaust sounds good. It's just gonna sound so much better. But was I really serious about getting a GTR? I really was. Like, I was really, I'll tell you how close I got to actually putting my car up for sale. I started cleaning my car a couple of weekends ago. I was washing my car to put it up for sale on a Saturday. As I was washing my car, I'm staring at it and I fell in love with it. I just looking at this car, I knew if I was to sell it, I would kick myself in the butt. And you guys helped justify that feeling that I had, because this car, it is rare, it is beautiful, and there's so much we can do to this car that, yeah, all right, it's not going to be 800 horsepower. Who cares? I don't care. I'm not in here racing people on the highway. I don't care about that. You know, I like to stay out of jail. I enjoy going to car meets. I enjoy looking at cars. I do enjoy driving cars. Like, this car is still fun to drive. And but it's more about the car meets, you know, the friendships and just having fun with your kids, and you know, that to me, that's what this is all about. So I'm not worried about this car. I'm not going to take it on a track. And I'm excited because I feel like when I first bought the car, it's weird, I feel completely rejuvenated, and I feel like I'm now back on track to do, even when I originally wanted to do this car, it's like more of a mental clarity. It's like, I'm all in, the chips are all in, let's go. Hopefully I can achieve my entire end goal for this thing, for this car, this goal that I have, and just be freaking insane. But you can tell, I mean, I'm in Sport Plus mode, a little bouncy. I'm on a toll road, which is fairly typically pretty smooth, but it's got a little bounce here and there. Not too bad, but if I am going fast, the faster I go, this car is definitely more bouncier, which is just, it's a given. Now, if I do put this car in, let's just say normal mode, the old bump right there, it's more like a swoosh, and then it's definitely smoother. but I'm going kind of slow. And this is highway. I have roads that go to my house that are far more worse than this. But as you can see, you know, I'm trying to hold the camera steady, and it's a challenge. Now I'm putting it in comfort mode. So this is comfort mode here. It's definitely softer, but still, I mean, there's still bounce to it. It's not like this thing is smooth like how it was in the factory. But that's going to come from the size of the wheels. I mean, I am running 22s on here. It was a pretty low profile tire, so you know, that's going to affect the way this thing rides. Lowering it affects the way it rides. And I'm no stranger to lowered vehicles. I'm no stranger to lifted vehicles. I had a Jeep with 6-inch lift with 37-inch tires on it. I know all about geometry when it comes to suspension on cars. I feel that if my end goal, I'm looking at the big picture, if my end goal on this car is to Liberty Walk this car, like that's it, then I would be stupid not to go ahead and plan to build this car to that type of spec. And that goes for the wheels. You know, if I'm going to bag it, I want to I think I do want to downsize these wheels, but get a nicer wheel and maybe just a little bit smaller, especially if I'm going to bag it. So I think my plan is I'm just going to go ahead after we do the exhaust, then I'm looking at putting bags on this car, and then around that same time I will sell these wheels. We'll update with some new wheels. I don't know, we just got to cross that bridge when we get there. The journey is what matters. That's what's fun. That's what counts. And we're going to make mistakes along the ways, and some things are going to be good, as I said. And let's just go for it. Let's just do it. So hope you follow along. It's going to be fun, and I appreciate you guys. So like, subscribe, all that. It helps me a lot. And let's just continue this, baby. Let's go. Oh, I had to put that microphone back on. But let me add this really quick. If you want to help sponsor this car, and let's put your name on it, because I'm going to a lot of shows. I'm obviously going to be filming a lot of content with this car. I'm not going anywhere. I'm hoping, my goal is to put out more content to where I can kind of start ramping up and maybe 2 videos a week once we kind of really start getting a little bit more heavier into this car. But if you want to help sponsor this car, I mean, I'm talking about, I kind of listed out my plans for it. Any help I can get is much appreciated. So again, everything that you guys can do just to help is to watch the videos and like them, subscribe, and all that stuff. But if you have a shop, if you have a product, anything, send it, hit me up, shoot me over an email, and you know, I'd love to work with you. And let's see if we can kind of get to our goal a little faster. But and also maybe even get your product or your brand for the LC500 in front of more people, because I really dedicated this channel around the LC500 at this point. It's the LC, baby. Car meets, car shows, all that stuff. And I get to the point of getting this car built out the way I want, then I want to take this car on the road. Like, we will take this out to some of the bigger shows, because it deserves to be seen, heard, and enjoyed by everyone.